Hello, this is Broyar, and welcome back to another episode of our Let's Play for Football Manager 2023 as we continue our Road to Glory run with Banbury United F.C. in the Championship League. Unfortunately, our results have not been quite as perfect as I would have hoped since the last episode, but okay overall, I guess. But we're going to go ahead and get into today's episode. We have tried to pick up a couple players, although one of them I made a bit of a mistake with. Let's get into it. All right, here we are. As you can see, the last game you guys saw was the Reading draw, that disappointing draw there. We went up against Derby, who was 21st in the league, and lost. Oh my goodness, it was... And not only did we lose, we lost in the 91st minute. It was so frustrating, as you can imagine. It was, yeah. Anyway, I can't talk about it much more than that because I'll get upset again. We then went up against Wigan in the FA Cup. Now, this is a Wigan team who is currently second in League One, just below us. So they're not like that far separated from us as far as overall skill level, but we still should have beat them. We did draw the away from home leg with Campbell picking up a game-saving draw there in the 71st minute. We did then went up against Nottingham Forest. I was going to come back for this game, but since we had the Wigan game, the second leg up ahead, I decided to go ahead and just play that one offline and then come back for the Rotherham game, as you can see. So Nottingham Forest, we did get a victory here. We got a pair of goals from Campbell and we got a goal from Amaro in this game. Really took care of business in this game against fourth-ranked Nottingham Forest. Again, team that just came down from the Premier League last season. The last time we played Nottingham Forest, they beat us by 1. So definitely the team that we were expecting. You know, I mean, this right here, this Nottingham Forest game is the team that we would expect to play most of the rest of the season. Unfortunately, every once in a while, we're going to see this team. So we'll see what happens. We then went up against Wigan at the home leg and very much took care of business against them in the second leg with a pair of goals from Umaro and a goal from Campbell in this game. So both Umaro and Campbell really stepping up and getting a bunch of goals for us lately. So good to see from that. Unfortunately, they're both on loan, so they're not guys we'll have next year, but at least proves that if we get good strikers and good attacking midfielders, we can make things happen. Today we play Rotherham, and then we'll play Barnsley. Rotherham we played, let's see, lost by 1, and then Barnsley, we actually beat them last time we played them. So hopefully we can get a couple good results today and go from there. Currently ranked 15th in the league. Not impossible for us to get back into playoffs, although looking very unlikely, if I had to be perfectly honest. Who knows? You never know what could happen and stuff like this. If we do get stuck in the championship another season, I think our finances are going to be in the gutter. Unfortunately, it's just kind of one of those things. But and the weird thing is that we're still not like the most, wealthy team in this league right now. We are, let's see, stats team detailed. We are, if we look at salary, we're 10th overall in salary. Like we still have, a lot to catch up on to be as high as some of these guys up here. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, we'll find out. But I have picked up a couple new players. One of them, like I said, I have made a mistake on. Well, I've picked up one player, sorry, and I've got a couple offers out for some other players. But the one I made a mistake on is Mr. Cumberbatch here. He looked good. Good crossing, left back. Part of the reason why I kind of went out and got him as quickly as possible was because Bedford's out for like 7 weeks. He got a bad injury. So we needed somebody desperately to be able to play over here on this left-hand side. This guy looked all right. And he's played in the championship on a 6.84 level. And if you look at this, let me ask you something. If you look at this right now and say, how many teams has he played for this season? I mean, this season's the 33-34 season. I look at this and it looks like he's played for one team, Oxford. Now, I get that the fact that he's technically a Celtic player and he got loaned out to Oxford may mean that he theoretically played for Celtic for a microsecond, but I just didn't read it that way. Unfortunately, we cannot play him. Apparently, he's played for 2 teams this season, and he can't play for a third. And I looked at this. I'm sure there was a warning when I went through the transfer that I saw that was over here on the left-hand side in the fine print like they show. It was probably there, and I completely ignored it. I mean, I'll admit that. But because he looked all right. I was like, you know what? Let's get him for a good price. And, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm frustrated because we needed him this season, like desperately needed him this season. But I mean, what are we going to do? I don't know how they're qualifying him as playing for 2 teams. It's very annoying. And we spent a good chunk of money for him because I thought he looked good enough to spend a good chunk of money on, and we were desperate enough that we needed somebody solid on that left-hand side. So obviously, if I had known that he was going to be a play this season, I would not have spent this much money on him because we need that money to get somebody for that left-hand side. But it is what it is. We got several guys that went out for loan that you can't really see. Oh, and the big thing. Yeah. We sold 2 of our strikers. Ojala is gone. He just was not performing. We sold him for $575, so we made a $200K profit off of him. And then Mateo is gone. Also not performing. We sold him for $1 million, so made $150K profit off of him. You know, got a little bit of profit off him. I mean, I guess technically it's not real profit because we actually had to pay them wages, but they also, Mateo was on like $40K a week, and Ojala was on, I think, $20K. So that's $60K off our wage budget right there. We did also lose Brandel. He's been wanting to go for a while anyway. Got him on a free, sold him for $700K. Seemed like a good piece of business overall. So I'm pretty happy with those for the most part, other than the fact that as soon as we sold Brandel, then Bedford got injured, and I'm like, well, I wish I had Brandel now. But it is what it is. And then we sent a few guys out on a loan. So it's going to be interesting to see what we got. I do have some guys I'm trying to get in. I've got another left back here in Harwood who we're going to get on the very cheap side of things. He is not amazing, but if he comes in, at least he's a body. I guess is the only thing I could think. He's not like terrible, but and he has been in the championship for Burnley, playing. He did a 6.88 last season. 2 seasons ago for Preston, he was on a 7.0. So we know he can play in this league for sure. He has not played very well this season, but we know he can play in this league. So we'll see what he can do. Give him a chance. He's basically for free. I mean, when you get down to those 50K numbers at the level we're at, he's essentially for free. And then we're also going after this guy, Mandanda here. A little bit more expensive, but still not too bad. Hopefully we can get him in as a ball-winning midfielder in the midfield. He seemed like a relatively solid pickup. So those are the guys we're going after. We'll see what happens. Can I get any of this money back that's worth anything? No, 26K is not even worth clicking that button for. And then O'Toole, 88K. It's really not worth clicking that button for. So we'll let those play out. But here's the team we're bringing today. Again, we got Bedford sick. And of course, like I said, good old Cumberbatch here, ineligible. I don't understand how he played for 2 teams, but whatever. We got Watson goal, Hecker on the left, Ketty on the right, Morner and Owen in the middle. Didio as our ball-winning midfielder today with Harris alongside him as the Mazzala. Fisher on the left wing, Fletcher on the right wing, Amaro as our attacking midfielder, and Griffiths up front. Can we keep things going here? Now, Griffiths is not probably the guy I would... You know what? Oh, he's injured. I was going to say, I'd bring Dickinson in. And the reason I'd bring Dickinson is he's actually got halfway decent finishing. He's 11 on his finishing compared to, I think, Griffiths only like 10 or 9. 9. So, I mean, I like the finishing. Now, Griffiths does have the other intangibles, I should say. Or tangibles? I think intangibles are things that you can't like really measure. Whereas dribbling and first touch, apparently we can measure. So, anyway, he's got dribbling and first touch at a really high level. His finishing just isn't that good. So, we'll see what happens there. The other option would be to move Amaro up front to advance forward. Because he actually has good finishing at 12. Well, good compared to what else we have. And that actually is an option. If we move him up, we would probably put Salisbury or Hurd. You know what? We're going to do that. We're going to go for it. We're going to put Amaro up. We're going to put Hurd in here, see what he can do in that spot. We've seen him play well in that spot. Griffiths probably would be on the bench, though. We'll put him in for Evans, who's coming back from an injury. So there we go. We'll go with this team, and let's see what we can do here. Hoping we can get a result today. We desperately need to continue to get results if we want to have even a remote chance of getting back into the playoffs, which I'm not expecting at this point, but I'd at least like to give a good show of it. I mean, if we don't make the playoffs, that's probably not the players' fault. It probably is very much my fault because I think we've got good players. I'm just not playing them well, apparently. I mean, losses and draws happen. So do penalties, apparently. But that run of form that we did where we just lost after loss after loss, I mean, that had to have been me. I mean, I'm sure it was me experimenting with tactics and things like that. Okay. That's how this game's going to go. I'm going to go find me a book to read and sit here and do that while you guys suffer through. I'm just kidding. Like, I don't know. I'm not really as down as I sound because I do enjoy this game, but it's just, it can be frustrating. Why is the fan noise so loud? All right, got a throw in coming in from Ketty here. Fletcher with the ball. He gets it over to Dio. Dio gets it up to the other team. Good job, Dio. Good pass to the other team. There's Dio again with the ball. Gets it to Harris. He actually found a yellow shirt that time. Hurd over to Fletcher. Fletcher, he's going to make a move up this right-hand side. He's got a little bit of space, although that was a big touch there. Thankfully, he kept control. Fletcher over to Hurd. That's why we brought Hurd in. We know he can play. Hurd is the word. Nice. Nice. What is Hurd's finishing? Only 6. Well, apparently it's good enough. I mean, he was in a very good spot to get a very relatively easy goal. So, good on him for just making sure it happened. Fisher with the ball here. Oh, that got deflected. I was going to say, I thought that looked wild shot, but it did look like it get deflected. So it is a corner kick coming in for us. We have not scored off the corners this season, as far as I remember. It didn't look like we're going to do it there either. Here's a throw in for Rotherham. Don't let him get behind us, guys. Man, sometimes we look good, sometimes we do stupid stuff. Why can't we get goals like that? I mean, Rotherham is a team we should be beating, in my opinion. Oh my goodness. We are just suffering on the injuries and other things, side of things. It's just not. This season's been rougher than it should have been. It really has. Yeah, we need to beat Rotherham. Like, this is not acceptable. Apparently, Umaro is not a good striker. That's our big thing, is we just haven't had solid strikers. I mean, we're giving Campbell a rest today, but obviously that was a mistake. We're going to wait a few more minutes because we did have that injury. I don't want to do all our subs early. I don't know. Don't know what to do. Another season in the Championship League will be such a frustration. I will consider that failure at a very high level if that happens. All right, we're definitely bringing Campbell on here. We got to get him in here to try and do something. I mean, I'd love to bring Hecker out. We don't have anybody that can play over there. Our team is suffering in a lot of ways. We're just going to do that sub. We're going to hold off. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what else we can do right now. There's Bell, gets it up to Fletcher. Fletcher gets it over to Campbell. Campbell gets tripped up. How's that not a penalty? That would have been called a penalty on us 3 times over. They would have had 3 penalty shots if that had been us in that spot. Like, I'm telling you. I mean, obviously, I'm being silly, but as far as the 3 penalties, I definitely think we would have been called on, though. 100% believe that. But it is what it is. Guys, come on. Owen with the ball here. Just give it up. Why are both of y'all giving up to the same player? Like, can y'all, like, just not be better? The Dio with the ball. Gets it up to Hurd. Hurd gets it up to Campbell. Campbell making some moves here. Hopefully he comes in here and does some stuff for us. He's by himself, though, which is not good to see. How was that a goal kick? I thought the goalkeeper got his hand on that one. Would that not have been a kick for us? Tired and on a... I mean, we're going to have to bring Darby in here. He's just too tired. The other guy's just too tired right now. We'll bring Dio out. We'll bring Hawkshaw into there. No, we'll bring Clarkson in. And we'll bring Griffiths in. Oh, I don't know, guys. We lose against Rotherham here. I think that's the end of the season. Because, I mean, if we're going to lose against them, we're going to lose against others, obviously. So, I thought we were starting to turn it around, but it does not appear to be the case. Here's Clarkson with the ball, though. He gets it over to Griffiths. Griffiths gets it up. Campbell's in a good spot to not get that ball. He was in a great spot to not get that ball. Good takeaway by Fletcher there. It's just going to get taken away from him, though. But same guy, Jebison, who took it away before. I don't understand how our team could have gone so bad. I mean, it's all my fault. Obviously, I did something wrong. Obviously, I'm the one that broke the team. But I thought I got good players in, and I don't think the formation was the formation was a little silly at first, but this is not a silly formation. This is a fine formation, and we're still struggling. I broke the team. I thought, again, it's not so much that staying in the championship is like the end of the world in one context, right? Okay, fine. We stay in the championship. We'll work our way back up. We'll get back to the Premier League. No big deal. At one point, at some level, it's not the end of the world. What makes it the end of the world is that we lose all of this by staying in the Championship League one more season. Pretty much all that's going to be gone, right? And by losing all of that, then the whole point of us going into the Premier League is just completely lost. Now, granted, our wage budget is at a more realistic level for being able to get out of the Championship League than it was when we first got in here. But the fact that we're losing our big budget here is just very demoralizing for me. Now, I don't think anybody in the game cares. Like, it's not like the team is demoralized by our budget going down. Pretty sure that's not simmed. But for me as the manager here, I'm very demoralized by this number going away, because I was like, oh man, that's really going to set us up for huge success going forward, and it just does not. Now, if we could have turned that money into a new stadium, that would have been awesome. That is not going to happen. We did get the board to agree to a stadium expansion. Right now we're at 70-80. They agreed to get it up to, I think, 7,900 or something like that. So about a 10% increase, a little bit more than 10% increase in stadium capacity. Still nowhere near comparable to most of the other teams that we're playing against, though. So, all right, we'll come back for Barnsley. I don't know. Honestly, if we lose the game against Barnsley, there's a good chance that I'm just going to skip ahead to the end again. There's no point in showing you guys a failed season, in my opinion, which I know it just seems sad, but I don't know. I mean, I can't just show you guys the winning games like that. That's not what I'm trying to get at. I mean, I'm going to show you losses. I'm going to show you guys draws. It's fine. It is part of the game. But, and maybe this is not indicative of the same thing as this was. And I'm pretty sure it's not. In fact, if we were this the entire season, we would be fine, right? Because that's kind of how we were the season that we won the championship. It's just, I don't know, frustrating to lose games we shouldn't be losing, draw games we shouldn't be drawing, things like that. I think we've got a pretty good team. It's just we can't get it to flip to our side. Look, even the media thinks we should be ninth. Like, we have a team that is better than we're playing right now, and I don't know if anything I can do to flip that around. So we'll see. I'll come back with the game against Barnsley. All right, we're back for our game here against Barnsley. Here is the team we are bringing today. We got Watson go, Hecker on the left, Bell on the right, Owen and Morner in the middle, Clarkson and Hawkshaw as our midfield, Fisher on the left wing, Fletcher on the right wing, Umaru as our attacking midfielder, and Griffiths back as the striker again today. Trying to get Campbell some rest. I mean, he's pretty high on his overall risk of injury just because he's playing a heavy match load. If I can get Griffiths to score and give him some rest, that would be a good thing. But obviously, we've just got to bring him in if we've got to bring him in. So we'll see what happens. I guess last time I didn't actually play Griffiths, right? I played Umaru up there. So we'll try Griffiths up front this time and see what happens there. We did bring in the two new guys. We've got Harwood here, defender, can play right, left, or center, preferably on the left for what we need him for. And then Madonda comes in here as a midfielder option as well. So couple new players that hopefully give us a little bit more depth, especially with some of the injuries we've been picking up. We shall see. I mean, I'm not expecting them to be like outstanding, amazing players. They just kind of exist to give us that depth. Looks like a frosty day. Hecker with the throw in. Not able to get it to Fisher, unfortunately. Here's Owen picking that one up, though. Thankfully keeping control. Hecker with the ball now. Gets it up to Fisher. Fisher back to Hecker. Over to Clarkson. Clarkson gets it up. Griffiths is in the area. I'm sorry, Griffiths. I should have played you last game. Apparently. He's like, look at this, coach. I got this. My bad. Okay? My bad. I'm sorry. Another highlight for us. Fletcher with the ball. Back to Bell. Over to Hawkshaw. Mormer with the ball. Sorry, Morner. I don't know why I said that. It was an M. In. Fisher over to Clarkson. Clarkson over to Hecker on this left-hand side. Hecker's got a little bit of space up this left wing. Can he get anything going? He cannot. He's going to get back to Fisher, though. Fisher almost gets it taken away. He does kind of almost get it taken away again. Up to Fletcher. Fletcher tries to head it forward. Right into the goalkeeper's hands. Really nothing going with that one. Of course, that was really not Fletcher's fault. Wasn't really placed in a good spot for Fletcher to get a good attempt there. Here's Fisher with the ball, though. Back over to Clarkson. Clarkson gets it up. Griffiths is in sort of the area, but not able to get on that one. There's Amaru, though. Gets it over. Fletcher on the right-hand side. Fletcher's in a decent spot, though. Bell now with the ball. Over to Griffiths. Griffiths to Amaru. Now Amaru was showing that finishing. Apparently, he likes to finish from the attacking midfielder spot, not a striking spot. But there we go. Amaru picking up a second goal for us. And already we're looking miles better than we did in that last game. Game's not over yet, though. 8 minutes in, anything can happen. I mean, we are in front of our home fans, so that does help a little bit. There's another highlight. Bell with the ball. Gets it up to Amaru. Back to Bell. Bell over to Clarkson. Clarkson gets it back to Hawkshaw. Morner with the ball now. Up to Bell. Bell to Hawkshaw. Up to Fletcher. Amaru. Man, the passing right now. Griffiths with the ball again. Over to Fisher. Almost lost that one. Fisher kept control, though. He's going to get over to Griffiths. Griffiths tries to deliver a strike to end all strikes. And unfortunately was out of bounds. That was not a very accurate shot. It was a very powerful one. There's Bell with the ball. Unfortunately, looks like Fisher is injured at the moment. Hawkshaw just gives that one up, but gets it right back. Over to Hecker. Clarkson now back to Owen. A little bit cluttered here. Let's get spread out a little bit more, guys. There's Bell making a good move. Good play by the goalkeeper. Bell making a great move. Goalkeeper making a better move. So can't fault Bell for that one. That was well played by their goalkeeper. Oh man, I was gonna bring you out at halftime. I promise. Hopefully that's not gonna bite us in the rear end. All right, we're gonna bring Shea into here. I think, judging by stats, he's probably our best other option as a winger. I mean, I know Salisbury can play over there. But I think Salisbury's got stats that support him playing a little more of a central role. There's Bell with the ball. Back to Morner. There's Hawkshaw. Up to Fisher. Unfortunately, that did count as a stoppage, by the way, for that injury. So since we didn't quite get to halftime. Fisher gets up. Griffiths in the good spots. Griffiths making me feel silly for not starting him as a striker. So my apologies for Griffiths. I will never not do that again. Now, granted, I have played him as a striker once this season, and he didn't do great, but that might have been back when we were doing 2 strikers. So maybe he's just the kind of guy, just like Campbell, who just prefers to be a solo act. The good news about this, though, is it should allow us to keep Campbell on the bench. Give him some rest. Clarkson with the ball, just kind of picking it up to wherever, not really getting it to one of our players. Bell also doing the same thing, which is very dangerous. Again, very dangerous. Owen going through a guy to try and get that one and picking up a penalty, which we're going to let Barnsley get right back into this just because of a penalty. Yeah, that was just dumb. Dumb play. Dumb play. All right, let's get a couple subs in here, I think. I say that. Honestly, nobody's playing atrociously bad, and nobody's especially tired. We're gonna let them play out. They're playing well. Let's let them see it through a little bit further. I think this just gets us back up into 15th again, right? We can't get past 15th apparently. We are doomed to be 15th the rest of the season. Fisher back to Hecker, over to Owen. Warner with the ball now. Gets it up to Shea. Shea making a good move. Gonna go for goal. Gotta get that on target, buddy. I mean, I guess it was on target. I guess the goalkeeper just deflected that. It didn't look like he touched it actually, but I guess he did throw his hand up in there. Griffiths with a corner kick. Not a good corner kick, and that is the end of that. Still nobody especially tired. Still, we should get a couple subs in here just because. Get some fresh legs. I mean, Fisher's played amazing. You know what? We'll drop Griffiths back to that spot. I mean, don't get me wrong. Griffiths played very well. But Fisher just he's a little bit more tired. And we're going to bring Salisbury in. Again, I want to keep Campbell on the bench. Okay, we're going to go with that. We might see if there's another swap at 80-minute mark. All right, Bell can come out. We'll bring new guy Harwood in. And actually, I want to bring the other new guy in as well. Clarkson can come out for Mandanda. Mandanda! And let's just give these guys a chance to... I mean, we're not going to hardly see anything from them, but we'll just give them a chance to kind of get their feet wet or cold, whatever. Nice attempt tomorrow. That was close. We let them have 2 shots, one of them on target, and that was the penalty shot. So we played very well defensively today. Obviously, our offense took care of business as well, but the defense, possibly the all-stars for the day, just based on how many attempts we give them. Although, as I speak that, we're going to give them an attempt here in the last 15 seconds. Really, guys? I mean, I know you... Okay, there we go. That's what we need to see. Just play well. Kick it out of there. Come on, let's just let this highlight go away. And why is this even still a highlight? We're not about to get the whistle? Really? Ref? Tweet, tweet, tweet. I'm just saying. That's what it's supposed to sound like. Tweet, tweet, tweet. There we go. Obviously, for all intents and purposes, that was a 3-0 win. Giving up the penalty was just dumb. So, it was a good game. I hit the wrong one. What did I actually tell them? I don't know what I told them. I hit the wrong one. That's all right. Oh, I said I'm very happy with the result and the way you played. Okay, good. I was making sure I didn't say something stupid. Let's cheer on a couple of guys that played well, especially well, just because I want to make sure these guys know that I appreciate them showing up and taking care of business today. 15th. Oh, man. 19 points shy of playoffs. That is so many points. Because that's not just 19 points that we have to get, which is not going to be easy. It's 19 points that we have to hope these guys slip up on. I just don't see us getting playoffs. I think we're too far away. I'd love to be wrong, but it just feels like a very insurmountable mountain for us to climb at the moment. Fletcher out for 3 weeks. Great. All right. Well, that's that for today. I mean, not a great episode, but we still came away with 3 points on the episode, so it's something. We'll come back for something down here. I'm probably going to play a few games. We'll come back probably for Stoke. And honestly, Stoke and Blackburn. Those would be 2 huge games for us to get some points in. So, yep, expect that. Don't expect any more transfers or anything like that. We're basically out of money. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and move this over just so our budget just looks okay. We are out of money. We have no wage budget left. I spent all my money on a player that I can't play, so live and learn, I guess. I will learn to be more careful with that in the future. But, I mean, he's still probably going to be an okay player for us next season. I can't say I'm massively disappointed. It's just a little silly. But yeah, there we go, guys. I don't know what else to say. I don't know what to think right now, so I don't know what else to say. Hopefully, these next few games go fairly well, and we can at least start climbing towards getting at least close to playoffs. I mean, if we're at least sort of in the playoff conversation come March or April, I mean, I'll call that a semi-victory for the season, considering how it started. So I do appreciate you guys watching, though. May God bless you, and I hope you join me again next time. Thank you, and goodbye. I wanted to give a special shout out to the following channel members. Thank you so much for supporting the channel.